Okay, so first I'm going to go in with the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer and the Pores No More. I like to combine these two because I feel like this one really helps seal up all my pores. And because I feel like I have dry skin, this one kind of illuminates the skin, so I mix both of them together. I mix it between my fingers. And then so I used to pop my pimples. And now because of that, I have like the worst scars on my cheek. So this is why I really like this primer, because it helps me cover all that stuff up. So now I'm just going to let that like sink into my skin, and when I let that sink in, I'm going to start working on my eyes. I don't really like to use primer. I'll usually use like some sort of concealer, and for this concealer I'll use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C12. It looks like this. So I'll take some and I'll put it right on my eyes. And then I'll just take like an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. You can buy this brush at like Walmart or Ulta. I think it's like only $3. And I think it's really nice for blending in your eye concealer. So if you hear like an obnoxious sound in the background, it's my brother playing Fortnite because he doesn't know how to like talk at a normal voice, so I apologize for that. So then to set my eyes, I like to use the Coty Airspun and the shade, what's this shade called? Translucent Extra Coverage. I'll use the same e.l.f. brush and go ahead and set my eyes. So first I'm going to go in with a Morphe M514 brush. It looks like this. So first I'm going to go in with this color right here. And I'm going to blend it in my crease as a transition shade. Girl, this is pigmented. So you gotta blend this out. I'm just going to do whatever I just did on this eye. I'm going to do it on my other eye. I think I want to go in with either this mauve shade right here or the one like right next to it, like one of these two. But this time I think I want to take a bigger brush. I may want to take the Morphe M441. It looks like this. And just mix these two shades together. Oh, I just stuck my finger. 1, 2, 1, 2. I feel like with a brush like this, it helps you like blend both crease colors together. I feel like even if you're not into makeup and you just want like some sort of eyeshadow palette, this like I feel like this is a good one for you. If you feel like you went too high with your eyeshadows, you can take like a big fluffy brush like this. I think this is another M441 brush, and just like go in and like blend it. To deepen up the crease, I think I want to go in with the shade, oh, there's no shade names. So this shade over here, I'm just going to deepen the crease out. Let's see. There is a little bit of fallout, so if like you're a person that complains about having fallout, you might not like it, but I think the palette is pretty good, so it doesn't really bother me when there's fallout if the shadows are like the way they're supposed to be. We're going to concentrate this color mostly in like your outer V, and then whatever's like left, we're going to drag it out into your crease. So I don't really care if I bring the eyeshadow like really out, because at the end like I just take a wipe and just like fix it. So I feel like it helps me get like a cleaner line. I say this is like an everyday look, and then I'm just gonna go in with like a big bold purple smoky eye. This always happens. I'm like, I'm just gonna go casual, just a little bit of a brown on my eye and a little bit of glitter, and then boom, full smoky eye. I'm gonna do the same thing I did on this side to this side. I'm gonna go in with this shade over here, right here, and just blend it wherever I blended it over here. when I go and blend out the edges, I'm just going to take this shade over here and use that to like clean up any unblended. Then I think I want to take this shade over here, maybe these two over here, and like plop them together on my lid. I don't really like to use brushes for that because I feel like the shades don't really show up. So I'll just use my ring finger, or yeah. I always see Carli Bybel using this in her tutorials, and it's such a pretty color. There is a lot of fallout. I always see a lot of YouTubers using like 17 different brushes, and honestly, realistically, you don't really need that many. Sometimes I'll do an eyeshadow look with literally like 2 brushes and my fingers. I don't know how I feel about this color yet. So we're gonna take this color one more time, this purple shade right here, and I'm just gonna go in and like blend it out. You see, like, I just feel like that lid shade that I put on, it's like cool at first, and then once you start like adding eyeshadow, it's like not really there. So yeah, I'm gonna take this this shade, I'm gonna put it on this eyeshadow brush. It's called the Morphe M124. It looks like this, and I'm gonna see if that helps it stick. And maybe I'm gonna try to put like mix these two together to make it a little darker, because I don't know. Okay, so to clean up my mess of an eye, I'm gonna just use the Neutrogena Makeup Removing Cleansing Towelette. It looks like this. So I'm just gonna take it. I like to like fold it where it's already folded, and then just like from the corner of your eye, just pull up. And then I'll clean here. For my foundation, I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. It looks like this. I'm in the shade GLM 674 in the shade Natural. This is a really nice foundation if you're oily. I'm kind of on the dry side, but then I use the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray, and I feel like it like balances everything out. So I'm just gonna pump 1, 2, 3 pumps on the back of my hand like this. I'm gonna take the Real Technique sponge, and I'm just gonna blend it onto my face. Don't forget to blend it down your neck, because we don't want to be 2 different shades. Then I'll go ahead and take the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation in the shade, what shade is this? 120 Classic Ivory. It looks like this. And I'll just take it in the areas where I think it needs a little more coverage. So I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of Makeup Revolution C1 and C2 together. So this is what they look like. I think they're a nice concealer. They're very affordable. I think this is only like $7. So I don't think it's a bad, for like the coverage that it gives, it's a really good price point. Ooh. I'm gonna cover up them money bags. So now that you look like this, you just want to conceal like your under eyes, your chin, your nose, and your my 5 head. So now I'm gonna take my Real Technique sponge and blend that away. You want to be really careful with your eyeshadow. You don't want to like go over that where you just made that clean line. Okay, now it's time to bake with my airspun powder. I'm going to take some on the Real Technique sponge like this. I'm just going to bake. Now as I let this bake, I also like to take the bake onto my cheeks because it adds more coverage to the big pores that I have over there and all the scarring that I have. So I'm just going to let this bake, and as I let this bake, I'm going to fix my eyes, because I feel like once you put on foundation and powder, you can really start to see like where your eyeshadow is going. Like sometimes I feel like my eyeshadow looks really dull and boring without foundation on, and then once I put foundation on, it like gives it a whole new look, and it looks a lot more brighter and more intense. So I'm going to go back in, I'm going to fix whatever I think needs to be fixed. If this line that I just created with the makeup wipe is a little too harsh, I'll go back in with like an eyeshadow brush and try to diffuse it a little. I hate when I get like eyeshadow in the corner of my eye. I feel like I have like an awkward shadow there. If I feel like I took off too much on one side than I did on the other, I'll also go back in and like fix it. Like right here, I think I like went too up. So I'm just gonna add some shadow to like balance both eyes out. Before I used to think the shadow was just very like eh. But now that I put on foundation, it's a nice color. I want to add this white color onto the inner of my my inner corners and on my brow bone. Now I'm gonna brush off the bake. So now I'm gonna go back in with the M514 brush. I'm just gonna blend these two shades together. I think that's it for the eyes right now, and I'm gonna move on to like bronzer and all. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with the the Benefit Hoola bronzer, with also another brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm just gonna take it and go along my cheekbone. I like to go like this, so I can see where my cheekbone is, because I have a fat face, so it's kind of hard to find it. And then you'll just go right along your hairline and right along your temples and just bronze it up. Bronze it up. I feel like because I'm so white, I can basically be Casper's like sister, but I need bronzer in my life. Like I can't. If I was stuck in an island, bronzer would be. So like the good thing with this foundation, with the LA Girl foundation, is that it's so matte that I really don't need to set my face. I feel like it just sets itself. I hate the feeling of like feeling chalky. I don't like that. You want like a sun-kissed glow, like you were chilling in Jamaica, even though you've been chilling in Jersey when it like snows every other day. You know what I'm saying? Next, we're going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And we're just going to take these two shades right here. Maybe the third one, depending on my mood. And we're just going to chisel those cheeks. Now, I'm also going to use an e.l.f. blending brush. It looks like this. I love e.l.f. brushes. I think they're so cheap and they're so good. Again, go like this. Ooh. So what I first started to do now, I just like to place wherever I'm gonna like contour, and then I'll go in and blend it out. Blend, baby, blend. I feel like there's nothing worse than just walking around with like a line, like a harsh line from all your bronze and your contour. Now for blush, I'm going to use the Tarte blush. What is this called? The Blush Bazaar. It looks like this. I got it for Christmas at Sephora. And you basically, it's like one huge palette with all these different blushes. You can go in with Skillful and Endless right here. Just gonna plop it on my cheeks. And my chiseled cheeks. I like to just like lightly, I mean very lightly, go over my blush all over my face. I feel like it just gives me a little bit of color, not too much, not too little. Then the last step would be highlighter, which is my favorite step, you know. For highlighter, I think I'm going to use an Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. And I think I also want to use a Physicians Formula Butter highlighter. These two are so good mixed together. Because I feel like the Anastasia might be a little too dark for my skin color. But, so I like to use my fingers because I feel like with a brush, this doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really do it. So I use my fingers. I feel like once you put on highlighter, you're like a whole new person. So now I'm going to take a brush. This one from BH Cosmetics as well. Oh my gosh! It literally just fell out of the pot. And I like this one too. Just look at it. It just like... Ugh. No. Dude, what the heck? Come on, Physicians Formula. I was counting on you. And then I'm done. Now I just need to put on mascara and set my face, and that is it. For mascara, I like to use the Benefit Roller Lash. And then I'll even go in with the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. These two together. And I really went ahead and put on all my mascara. Now I'm going to go in with my Milani Make It Dewy Setting Spray and just set this face. So for lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade 15. It looks like this. And I think that's it. This is the face that I have created with this palette. I think this palette is really nice. If you're afraid to use color, this is a perfect palette because it's all like neutrals. It has some like browns, a little mauve, you know, it has some pink and gold shimmers. So I think this is a very good palette for beginners. It's not a bad palette, but I just feel like I have other palettes that I've tried before that I gravitate more than this one. So if you're definitely a new, like a beginner in makeup, I think this is a really good palette for you. So yeah, this is my video. I really hope you guys liked it. If you like what you're watching, please comment down below and like my videos. I really appreciate it. And yeah.